Hey, business building warrior, welcome to Silent Sales Machine Radio. I'm your host, Jim Cockrum, for this weekend update episode. And wow, welcome to the new year. It is 2026. As you're listening to this, the year is off to a new, fresh start, and we've got a lot of opportunity ahead of us. So, this weekend update is going to be a lot like the weekend updates that I've been doing recently, where I fill you in on some of the current events, some of the things we're excited about, maybe a little bit of a state of the union of e-commerce and Amazon opportunity from my perspective, the things that we're seeing right now. And then the second portion of the episode today will be a brand new version of a welcome for the newest listeners. So, what we do on weekends, just to recap real quick, is we give you the current announcements, the stuff that's pertinent to right now, some of the timely things that you need to know, which is why it's important that you listen to our show from order most recent backwards. Some people make the mistake of listening to the oldest episodes first. Don't do that. There's 1,100 episodes. So start with the newest ones, work backwards, get the most relevant recent content first. And then the second portion of our weekend update episodes is a welcome to the newest listeners, just helping you see e-commerce briefly through the lens that we see it from here, where we're producing, to my knowledge, more success stories more consistently than any other e-commerce community in the world, which is probably one of the reasons why we were voted the number one podcast for Amazon sellers in the world not too long ago. So let's start with what we're excited about for 2026, some current announcements, and then I'll get into some greetings for the newest listeners. All right. So 3P Mercury is on fire. If you haven't heard of 3P Mercury yet, I think the best advice I can give you is go back and listen to podcast episode 754. You'll fall in love with a guy named Kang, who's become a great friend of mine. He's got a heart of gold. He built an incredible business in our community. He built some custom software to help make his $3 million business operate hands free. Two people on his team that did the whole thing, plus this software. He basically has reduced reselling on Amazon to two steps. Go find products, pour them into the software. Step one. Step two is let the software tell you what to buy. New features coming constantly. It's priced 75, 80% off what it will be priced once we roll this out to other communities and get aggressive with our marketing. The price is going to go way up. Right now, it's kind of our community thing with hundreds of users, tons of success stories. In 2026, you're going to be hearing a lot more about 3P Mercury. There's a link in the show notes today to go get your discount. For friends of this show, it's the best price you're going to find anywhere. It's 3pmercury.com/friends. The number three, the letter P, Mercury, just like the planet, 3pmercury.com/friends. Go check it out and jump into the community of people who are benefiting not only from the power of the software, but they're getting exposure a couple times a week or more to Kang's workshops, his advice, his instruction on how he did what he did, his insights. And that's all just part of being a member of the 3P Mercury community. Next, Proven Amazon course has all kinds of new things coming soon. If you're not a Proven Amazon course subscriber, you should be. For just a few dollars per month, you get all the latest cutting edge strategies and insights for succeeding on Amazon. We have dozens of strategies that we teach. Now, the one we're most excited about, I'll cover in the second half of this episode today, talking about reselling. Yes, we're very bullish about reselling in 2026. We have good reason to be. If you're not sure why we feel that way, listen to the second portion of the episode. I'll fill you in. But the Proven Amazon course, we've got some exciting content coming for those who want to get into wholesale. We've got a 30-day sprint that's starting very soon. You can go from having no wholesale connections, no legitimate wholesale accounts, to finding your first few great wholesale accounts in 1 month. That's the goal. We're going to get in there, hit it hard, keep you accountable, show you what to do, walk you through the process with people who have been there and done that in our community. Let's get into wholesale sourcing for reselling. Now, are we saying that's the best way to source for Amazon inventory? No, of course not. There's all kinds of great ways to source for inventory. Retail, websites, make sure it's authorized to sell the products they're selling, of course, but wholesalers as well. Hundreds of thousands of legitimate places to go to find great inventory. But wholesale has some unique advantages. If you're interested in that, there's a link in the show notes. You can check it out yourself at provenamazoncourse.com/wholesale. Get on the list. Classes start mid-January. Next, what are we excited about? We're launching an initiative to help anyone who has some spare space in their home, in their garage, maybe a warehouse they're not fully using, and you want to do some prep for your fellow sellers located around the world, or maybe those who just don't want to handle boxes and box tape themselves. Well, you can set up a prep center in your spare space and get paid well to do it. We're going to train you how to do that. It's coming. There's a link in the show notes today with details. We're forming an interest group right now. Get on the email list. We'll be reaching out to you with details soon. In January of 2026, you're going to hear more about this. So what's a prep center? If you don't know, that's just simply someone who can receive your inventory for you and slap the labels on it and send it to Amazon so that you can have a truly hands-free business. No matter where you live in the world, you can sell in the United States. You can shop online in the US. You can sell on Amazon in the US using a prep center. And there's a bunch of them, but we need a bunch more because the demand is skyrocketing. Why is the demand skyrocketing? Because shoppers are shopping more and more and more on Amazon. It grows and it grows and it grows. There's a need for more warehouses. There's a need for more prep centers. There's a need for more sellers. There's a need for more inventory. That's right. I'll cover that in the second half of the show a little bit today as well. But Amazon's warehouses are increasing greatly in 2026. They're building several more of them, which means millions more products sitting at low inventory levels in many of Amazon's warehouses. The reselling opportunity is getting nothing but bigger and better in 2026. Well, that's not all the things we have going on in 2026, obviously. We've got some big announcements that I'm not going to dive into right now. That's enough for a weekend update. Hey, if you're ready to start the year right, let me just encourage you here. I have never been more excited about our coaching program than I am right now. You've heard dozens of recent episodes from our students talking about how transformative it was to step into the accountability and the relationships and the integrity and the encouragement of having someone on our team assigned to them to help them grow their business. And it's not just one coach you get with our coaching program. You get a proactive and a reactive coach. You get access to loads of resources. You get my personal cell phone number. If you need to reach out to me, set up a time to chat, let's do it. That's there for any coaching student anytime. I love being a part of what we've now become known by many as the greatest e-commerce coaching company in the world. That sounds like quite a bragging point, right? Well, how about this? We've been doing it longer than anyone with more successful students. We've got a podcast with hundreds of interviews with our success stories. Who else do you know that's got that happening? I'm going to say we're the greatest until someone points out differently. We're doing it the right way here. We're not loud. We're not famous. We're not known around the world necessarily, but we've been doing this over 20 years with nearly 10,000 students served. You've heard thousands and seen thousands of our success stories in our free Facebook group. You've heard hundreds of them interviewed on this podcast. Why not you next? Yes, it's work. Yes, you have to commit to the process. Yes, you have to avoid distractions and be disciplined and focus and get the things done that we're telling you to get done. But the opportunity is there if you're ready to step into it. So if you're ready to get serious in 2026 and make this the year you build a business, I would argue now is the best time ever to get started. Quickly, for two reasons. One, Amazon's policy has never been more clearly and consistently written and applied, meaning there's no strange things going on that no one can explain at Amazon, far fewer than there used to be. That's one. Two, the software and tools we have available to us now make this incredible. I mean, not too long ago, we had a podcast guest on this show talking about in the first 3 months of our coaching, they found nearly 4,000 viable products to test and sell against on Amazon. That's incredible. 3P Mercury is changing the game. Amazon is clarifying its policies. The blue ocean of opportunity is rapidly expanding. If you play the game the right way, the way we teach it, man, there is so much opportunity here. So if you want to talk to us about our coaching or just get a free 30-minute consultation, go to silentjimdotcom/book a call. That's the link you need. It has a text on that page. You can text us anytime. You can call us anytime or set up a Zoom and let's hop on. I do a lot of those Zoom calls myself. I love connecting with people who are considering getting into this business, talking through the realities of it and helping you make a really good decision. It's a low pressure conversation. Let's just get to know each other. We'll give you some good advice and leave you better than we found you. That's a great way to start the new year. And for those who are battling, I'll end this segment here, and we may even make this the title. For those who are battling the negativity about just anything really, but specifically the Amazon selling business, you really need to jump into our Facebook group and scroll through some of the testimonials. If all those people can do it, if all those people on our podcast can do it, why not you? I mean, we had one guy post in our group here just about a week ago as I'm recording this, that he had a $3 million month in December. How about that? A $3 million month, December 2025. At great profit margins, mind you, about 17 to 20%, he said. He's still nailing that down. So somewhere between $500,000 and $600,000 in the bank, December alone. Online arbitrage, mind you. Yes, online arbitrage at scale. Pretty incredible, right? So if there's people doing it, everything from a few extra $100 a week up to that level of ridiculous results, there's plenty of room for you in this pool. Let's do it. Let's make 2026 the year that we do this. Okay, the second portion of this episode, just like every other weekend episode recently, is going to be, just like I promised, a conversation with the newest listeners to kind of shore up your ideas of what this podcast is all about, what we have to offer, how the content we provide here truly could change your life. The facts, the data, the evidence, the statistics you can go look up for yourself on Google if you want, that support our contention that the lowest risk, lowest cost, lowest barrier to entry business opportunity of our lifetimes with the highest odds of success is the reselling model on Amazon that we teach here. That's why we teach it, because it is our favorite model. If we had a new favorite model, we would certainly begin teaching that instead, but we don't have anything that comes close to this. So that's why we love teaching it. We've built a whole community of people who are enjoying it. And in the second half of our episode, I'm going to introduce you to the foundational concepts of this community so you can go forward armed with all the facts, data, and evidence that you need to make a good decision about plugging into our community and pursuing this opportunity the way we teach it in the proven Amazon course. So, hey, happy 2026. Let's kick the year off well. Let's double down. Let's focus in. Let's make some good things happen. We'll have more great updates for you, more great interview episodes of this podcast coming very soon. God bless your 2026. Hey, thanks for sticking around for the second half of today's weekend update episode. And what we do on weekends, just as a recap, is we spend the first half talking to people who've been around a while in our community. We give you some recent insights on current events, some timely information. But then in the second part of the episode, I'd love to spend some time with the newest listeners. So if you've been around a while, you may have heard some of this before. Although, as we kick off 2026, I'm recording a brand new segment for our newest listeners to get you up to speed on what we have going on around here and introduce you to our community. Most importantly, help you finally find that business opportunity that is flexible, fits into the cracks of your schedule for just a few hours a week. And as little as a few $100s, you can experiment your way in and you can have fun with this business model that we love in this community. Now, we love all things e-commerce around here. I've been earning a full-time living only e-commerce for over 23 years at this point. My kids grew up in an environment where dad was home, flexible lifestyle, flexible schedule. And I've found what I believe to be the ultimate business opportunity that has a bright future, an expanding blue ocean opportunity. And it's one that we're super excited to be talking to many, many students about every single day in our community. You can see for yourself. You don't have to believe me. Perhaps the best evidence I can give you of the credibility and excitement of this business opportunity is to hop into our free Facebook group with 80,000 plus members and see the conversations that are happening there. Look at the images that are being posted by our students talking about their success with the replens reselling model on Amazon. We created it in this community. We've been building on and perfecting the processes, and you benefit from all the time, effort, and energy that's gone into building out an incredible process that can now be taught one step at a time to anyone who wants to commit to the process and build. We call it the lowest risk, lowest cost, lowest barrier to entry business opportunity of our time with the highest odds of success. And we've got loads of evidence of that. As a matter of fact, this podcast that you're listening to right now features, well, way over 1,100 episodes, most of which are interviews with our students who have succeeded using the exact strategy I just described. So, what is this replens model? Let me break it down for you. If you weren't aware, in the United States specifically, Amazon has hundreds of warehouses. You probably knew that. There's probably one near you where you live. Well, in those warehouses, they are trying to keep in stock the millions of popular items that are very commonly bought by their shoppers. Here's where the opportunity comes in. Of those millions of popular items that are selling very well, that very common every day, the stuff you'd see in a Walmart or a Kroger or any Costco or Sam's Club or any other, Target, any common retail store, that stuff at any given time, millions of those items are not adequately stocked in Amazon's massive warehouse network. That's it. Full stop. That's the opportunity. Connect the dots. Re-listen to those last 2 minutes if you have to. That should ignite a spark in your mind. It's so obvious. And we demonstrate all the time that this is the case. Millions of products are understocked or completely unstocked. Popular items that people buy all day, every day. And they want the convenience of Amazon. Shoppers want the convenience of Amazon. They want to click a couple buttons and it's on their porch a few hours from now. And you've experienced this as a shopper yourself. You've jumped on Amazon to buy a very common everyday item that you think you could have, surely Amazon can get this to me by tomorrow morning, right? No, 3 days for deliveries, 5 days, 7 days, currently out of stock. That's the demand that we're helping fill. As a matter of fact, about 50% or so of everything sold on Amazon is small resellers like those that we've trained, helping keep the shelves full at Amazon's massive warehouse network. We're talking hundreds of millions of transactions per week. It's an insane level of activity that's going on. Let's break down just how big this opportunity is and some of the foundational concepts of what you'll need in order to pursue it. So if you weren't aware, there's a big misconception out there that I want to set straight. A lot of people think that Amazon and e-commerce has already taken over the world, that surely it's saturated by now because you've been hearing us talk about it for 10, 15, 20 years, right? Surely it's saturated. The opportunity has to have come and gone. Well, let's break down the facts. Right now, if you had to guess, and you might want to pause this episode, what percentage of online retail and offline retail make up all US spending? In other words, all retail spending in the United States, how much of it is online? What percent? Most people, you can pause the video here. I'm going to give you the answer in a moment, but most people will guess way too high. Most people will guess 90 or 80 or 70 or 60%. Not even close. It's not 50, it's not 40, it's not 30, it's not even 20%. Less than 20% of retail spending in the United States is online. This is 2026 data. Less than 20% of US retail spending is online. About half that is Amazon. So in other words, Amazon is roughly 9 or 10% of US retail spending. But e-commerce is the fastest growing economic sector in the United States. Amazon is exploding in growth. More people shopped this year for Christmas on Amazon than they did last year. And that's been true the past 15 years. And it's going to continue being true into the future. E-commerce is exploding. Online retail is exploding. The need for people who know how to sell online is exploding. The fastest growing economic sector in the United States is e-commerce. It's undeniable. This is the facts and the data. So the opportunity is strong. The risks are small. The learning curve is fairly short. Yes, it's work. Yes, it's a real business, but that's what we do here is we teach people how to tap into that. It can be squeezed into just a few hours a week of effort. You don't need to commit more than 10 or 15 hours a week initially. A few $100s can get you rolling. What do you need? What are the bare bones basics? Well, I've recorded recent podcast episodes. You can scroll back in time. Late in 2025, I recorded episodes that talk about the different ways, kind of the wading in nice and slow, minimal risk, minimal investment strategies, and the kind of step on the gas, let's go all in strategies. Briefly, you can go in for a few $100s worth of inventory, get the proven Amazon course, which is a few dollars a month, your Amazon Seller Central account, a few dollars a month, a couple basic tools. Mainly Keepa is one that we talk about a lot around here. For about $100 a month worth of tools and a few $100s of inventory, you can get into this business. Or you can step on the gas and go a lot further, a lot faster with a little bit more money, a few $1,000s. It's up to you entirely, but we have success stories at both ends of the spectrum. By no means are you going to need $10, $20, $30, $40,000. Anyone that says you need that kind of money to get started on Amazon is probably or almost certainly scamming you. So don't do that. We'd love to have a conversation with you about all of this anytime, by the way. If you go to silentjimdotcom/book a call, you can get on our calendar, have a conversation with someone on our team, or maybe me. We book out slots and have conversations frequently throughout the day as we're running our own businesses, mind you, because coaching is a side gig for this company. We sell things. We do a lot of consulting with brands. Example, we've got a household name brand that emerged out of this community. I don't know if you've heard of them or not, but they're in 35,000 grocery stores. That's one of our clients that we served and helped launch. So we're doing all kinds of things around here. By the way, that brand is Death Wish Coffee, if you want to go check it out. He's a student of mine from a mastermind that we did. Stay in touch with him to this day, Mike Brown, the founder. Started off as a little seller on Amazon in our community. Now he's in 35,000 grocery stores. Pretty cool, right? So when you call us, you're talking to the team that supports brands and supports our coaching program and supports our businesses selling physical product as well. We've got a lot going on, but we're a multiple income stream community. But let's get back to the point. Where should you start? We want you to start with the lowest risk, lowest cost, lowest barrier to entry, highest odds of success business model, Amazon reselling. And by the way, if you want to dig a little deeper into this, I got a free book for you. Go to silentjim.com/free11. That's silentjim.com/free11, the number 11. That's version 11 of a book that has sold well over 1 million copies, tons of 5-star reviews on Amazon, but we're giving it away completely free, the latest version there. And what I do in that book is I talk you through the landscape of e-commerce opportunities that we see out there, and we help nudge you in the direction of the one that makes the most sense for you. So it's not that we only see Amazon as the only opportunity. It's just that it's the most obvious answer for the most people. No matter where you live in the world, you can do this, by the way. It doesn't matter what country you live in. We've got sellers all over the planet selling on Amazon.com, selling physical product that they never see or touch. It's not drop shipping. That's a disaster. I'm not going to get into it right now. This is actually buying inventory and flipping it on Amazon and you can scale it up to just a few $100s a week if you want, or like I've mentioned in the earlier segments, you'll hear him on and interviewed on a podcast soon, a returning guest who did $3 million in December 2025 alone using online arbitrage strategies. It can be whatever level that you want it to be. But if you want to go further, faster, step on the gas, work with one of our coaches, who, by the way, every coach on our team is doing the businesses we teach at scale. They are running a successful, high profit margin business, reselling on Amazon. That's who your coaches will be. So reach out to our office at silentjim.com/book a call. You can text us anytime. You can call us anytime. The phone number and text are there, or you can get on our schedule. That link again, silentjim.com/book a call. Let's have a conversation. All the links that I'm mentioning today are in the show notes, or you can just go to silentjim.com, send a note to our support, and they'll help you out if we happen to miss something. All right, so what else are we excited about around here? Well, let me go through some of the resources that are available to us now that have changed the landscape of reselling. Reselling isn't like it used to be, but that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you'll hear people say, well, it's not like it used to be. It used to be so much better. It used to be so much easier. Well, if you're still doing things the same way that everyone was trying to do them 8 years ago, yeah, I would agree with that. But if you've adapted and you've got the new tools and the new strategies that so many of us are deploying with so much success, perfect example of that is a tool called 3P Mercury, a weird name. Don't have to remember it. We'll stick a link in the show notes. But a student in our community became a coaching student, built a $3 million per year, very profitable business that was completely hands-free. I had him on the podcast and he explained, this is episode 754, if you want to go back and hear it. He explained that this software revolutionized his life to the point where when his family had a major disaster, he talks about it in that episode 754 of this podcast. Go to silentjimdotcom, click on podcast, go to episode 754. Kang describes this major disaster and his business grew while he was doing nothing with it because he had a team in place and he had this software that he'd created to help run the whole thing. Well, that software is called 3P Mercury. It has revolutionized the way you tackle reselling on Amazon. It's been reduced to two simple steps. Step one, go find products anywhere and everywhere and pour them into 3P Mercury. Step two is let the software tell you which of those products make the most sense for you to invest in right now based on current trend data that it's constantly tracking and scraping for you. It's ridiculously efficient. And that's just one of the features. It manages the entire workflow of the business beautifully. So 3P Mercury makes now the best time to get into reselling from my vantage point. If you can afford it, it's not cheap. I mean, certainly not that expensive from my vantage point. If you're talking about building a real business, it's about $90 a month as I'm recording this. The price may go up soon. But that's an incredible resource that simply wasn't available to us prior. And now it is, just a few months ago, already with hundreds of users reporting their great success stories. As you can hear on this podcast, just scroll back and you're going to hear people raving about 3P Mercury. All right, so what else do I want to talk to you about? There's one last thing. If you're ready to get started, a couple last things. I've spent enough time now. Welcome to the community. We're glad you're here. Be sure to get into our free Facebook group. If you're not in there yet, there's a link at silentjim.com. 90,000 of us talking about their businesses, encouraging each other. It's an abundance-minded community, meaning we're not there tearing each other down and griping about how horrible things are. We're finding solutions all day, every day. And maybe I should do this before I give you a couple last resources. This is what makes our community different and special from my vantage point, is that abundance mindset, that mindset that says, hey, I can help you without it costing me anything, so I'm going to help you. It's going to benefit all of us if I do. We call it the cake versus candlelight. Let me give you that analogy. Cake versus candlelight. What's that mean? Well, all of us are hardwired to see success as either cake or candlelight. Which are you? Optimist or pessimist is another way to say it. Scarcity or abundance, that's another way to say it. And if you've got a scarcity mindset, a negative, pessimistic mindset about success, if you see success as something that only a few people will ever get and probably won't be you, well, that's a tough place to operate from, and it really diminishes your odds. We call that having a cake mindset. However, if you see success as something anyone can have, you just need to surround yourself with the right ideas, right people, and go after it. Well, we call that a candlelight mentality. And our community, our free Facebook group, is a candlelight community. So why cake and candlelight? Let me explain. This is a great analogy. Imagine we're all standing around a big old room. Let's imagine it's a round room and we all have a fork in our hand, right? We're all standing around the edge of this room, and in the middle of the room is this cake. It's nowhere near enough cake for all of us, but there's a cake there. And someone shouts, go. And we all run for the cake, and we're tripping and shoving and we're battling and we're hitting people out of our way. We finally, some of us get to the middle, some of us get some cake. The rest, the ones who fell or got nudged or were too slow, they don't get any cake. That's how most people see success. It's sad, but that's how most people view it. Well, because of my upbringing or because of this or that or whatever thousand excuses you have, I could never be successful. Okay, that's your mindset. I don't know if any of us can help you. You got to fix it though, because the way the rest of us see success is candlelight, meaning let's put us back in that same room and let's put a handful of people with lit candles in that room, and then a whole bunch of us with unlit candles. And maybe you've been to a candlelight service at a church before. Same idea. You light one candle. What happens next? Well, you start lighting other people's candles. And pretty soon the room is brighter and brighter and brighter, because success is like candlelight, not like cake. That's just the reality of the way the world is. And we've discovered and proven it over and over in this community that lighting other people's candles and sharing what you know and encouraging them and inspiring them and sharing your results and giving them insights, That doesn't cost you anything. It actually makes the room brighter for all of us. That's the kind of community we have. And if you're ready to be a part of that, hey, I'll tell you, we've got a fantastic coaching program. We've got the greatest course in the industry with more success stories. We've been around longer. We were the first Amazon seller training course, and we've been updating it constantly since. For about 15 plus years, we've been updating this course. It's phenomenal and it's cutting edge. It's called the Proven Amazon course. It's only a few dollars per month and it's everything. The day you start your subscription, kind of like Netflix, you get it all. And as long as you keep paying every month, you get all the new modules, all the updates, all kinds of great resources and benefits for being a member. We love taking care of our PAC students, provenamazoncourse.com, acronym PAC. You'll hear us talk about that a lot. The modules in there are everything from brand new clueless newbies who have never sold anything online before and can barely use email, all the way up to the most advanced strategies for launching your own brand and other things like helping other brands get established on Amazon, opening a consulting business around the skills you have. Some advanced topics in there, obviously, as well as brand new clueless newbies are welcome to come on in and go through our getting started roadmap, which walks you one baby step at a time. Check the boxes, get ramped up. And if you want some hand holding as you go through the Proven Amazon course and get rolling into it, this is great for newbies who are new to e-commerce, who are new to Proven Amazon course, haven't made any sales yet, really. We've got a Kickstart program at silentjim.com/kickstart. You can get details. Any Proven Amazon course student who's registered as you have login access to Proven Amazon course, you're eligible. That means you can get into Kickstart, a small group, 4 sessions that happen over the course of a month where we handhold you through the getting started roadmap. And you're there within the group and you meet the people who are doing this on the journey with you because we're all about relationships around here. For less than $100, you can get into Kickstart at silentjim.com/kickstart. Or just give us a call. Let's have a conversation. You've got a unique situation at your time, your budget, your life situation. Let's talk it through and see what makes the most sense for you. We've been doing this a long time and we'd love to help you out. Well, hey, thanks for listening to this weekend episode. We do these most weekends. The segment you've just heard will be the second half of most weekend updates for the foreseeable future until we record a new one. But since we're rolling into 2026, Happy New Year. If you're listening to this in early January, I hope your year is going great if you're listening to it a little later in the year. But please jump into our community and keep listening to this podcast. It has been voted the #1 podcast for Amazon sellers for good reason, because we feature hundreds of success stories from real people like you with real life circumstances, real challenges, real questions, real skepticism, but an incredible opportunity that they pursued and they made it happen. Let that encourage and inspire you. And we'd love to have you in our community, even if you never spend a dime with us. Come on in. If you're a virtuous entrepreneur who sees abundance and success as something that are available to all of us, you appreciate a good mindset, you appreciate surrounding yourself with good people who encourage and inspire each other, well, hey, you're going to fit right in around here. Let's do this together. Let's make 2026 incredible. Thanks for listening. We'll have more great podcast episodes for you very soon. Keep listening.